Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to be discussing about the thyroid gland. So thyroid gland is located in the neck region. Okay, it's located in the neck region and it is a bilobed gland, which means it is going to be having two lobes. So this is one lobe, this is the other lobe. It's bilobed, which means it is going to have two lobes. Okay, and the two lobes are going to be located on either side of the trachea. So what is trachea? Trachea is the windpipe. Okay, so these two lobes are going to be located on either side of the trachea, and these two lobes are connected by a band of tissue which is known as the isthmus. So the two lobes of the thyroid gland are connected together by a band of tissue which is known as isthmus. Okay, so now inside this thyroid gland there are going to be lot of follicles. So there are going to be lot of follicles. And each of this follicle is going to have a colloidal matter which is known as thyroglobulin. Okay, so inside each of the follicle there are going to be colloidal substance which is known as thyroglobulin. So this thyroglobulin is essential for the formation of thyroid hormones. So there are two thyroid hormones. So thyroid gland produces two thyroid hormones. So one is T3 and the other one is the T4. Okay, so T3 hormone is known as triiodothyronine, and T4 hormone is known as tetraiodothyronine, or it is also called as the thyroxine. So these are the two hormones which are produced by the thyroid gland. Okay, and for the production of this thyroid gland, again two things are needed. One is iodine and the other one is tyrosine. Tyrosine is an amino acid. Okay, and the cells of the thyroid gland are the only cells which are there in our entire body which has the ability to absorb iodine. Okay, so where do we get this iodine from? We get it from our diet only. So we get iodine from our diet. That's the reason all of us take iodized salt. So this iodine and tyrosine are very much important for the production of the thyroid hormones. So the cells which are there in the thyroid gland will combine iodine and tyrosine in order to form T3 and T4 hormones. Okay, and these two hormones, actually tyrosine is an amino acid, and I also told you that the cells which are present in the thyroid gland are the only cells which are there in our entire body which has the ability to absorb iodine. Apart from that, other cells are not going to be absorbing iodine. So now let's see what are the functions of the T3 and T4 hormone. Okay, so the T3 hormone, or we will collectively call it as the thyroid hormone. So let's see what is the function or what is the role of the thyroid hormone. So thyroid hormones will produce energy. Thyroid hormone will produce energy by maintaining BMR. So what is BMR? BMR is basal metabolic rate. So what is this basal metabolic rate? Basal metabolic rate is the amount of energy which is required by a person when he is in his resting conditions. So when a person is resting, the amount of energy which is needed is only known as the basal metabolic rate. So the thyroid hormones will maintain they will produce energy by maintaining the basal metabolic rate. Then the second function of thyroid hormone is they will help in maintaining our body temperature. So our body temperature can be maintained by the thyroid hormone. Then next thing is, thyroid hormones have a very important role to play in the overall physical and mental development of a person. Okay. So it controls the overall physical and mental development of a person. So as it is controlling the overall physical and mental development of a person, it is therefore known as the personality hormone. So it's called as the personality hormone. Okay. So this hormone is very much important for a person's physical appearance. Okay, as well as his mental abilities. So when the level of this hormone goes down, then it will lead to it will have an effect on the physical and mental development of a person. So when the physical appearance of a person is damaged, his personality is also going to get affected. Okay, so that's why it's known as the personality hormone, as it influences the development of the overall physical and mental abilities of a person. Okay, and then the fourth function is, the thyroid hormones regulate the cell metabolism. So I hope you know what is the meaning of metabolism. Metabolism will include the building up processes and the breakdown processes which are happening inside the cell. So continuously there are a lot of building up and breaking down processes which are happening inside the cell, and that is also regulated by the thyroid hormones. Okay, and thyroid hormone also has an influence in our central nervous system. That's why we say it is important for our mental development as well. So these are the functions of the thyroid hormone. So now let's take a look at what will happen when the thyroid gland is not functioning properly. Okay, so when the thyroid gland is not functioning properly, what will happen? The hormones will not get produced properly. Am I right? So that condition where the thyroid gland fails to secrete the thyroid hormones is known as thyroid dysfunction. So in thyroid dysfunction, the thyroid hormones are not going to be secreted properly by the thyroid gland. So now let's see what and all happens. So sometimes the thyroid, so in this thyroid dysfunction, we will be discussing about what will happen if the thyroid gland produces less hormones, or on the other hand, when it produces more amount of hormones, what will happen. Okay. So if the thyroid gland produces less amount of the thyroid hormone, then we will call it as hypothyroidism. So hypothyroidism is where less amount of thyroid hormone is going to be released by the thyroid gland. And then increased production. Okay. So increased production of thyroid hormone by the thyroid gland will lead to what is known as hyperthyroidism. So under hypothyroidism, we are going to be studying three conditions or three disorders. Okay, so the first one is goiter. The second one is myxedema. And then the third one is cretinism. So all these three, goiter, cretinism, myxedema, all the three are caused due to hyposecretion, that is less secretion of thyroid hormone. Under hypersecretion or hyperthyroidism, we will be discussing about Graves' disease. Okay. So now let's take a look at goiter first. Under hypothyroidism, now let's discuss about goiter. So what is the reason for goiter to take place? First, let's understand what is goiter. So goiter occurs due to lack of the iodine. Okay, so goiter occurs due to lack of iodine in a person's diet. I have already told you that iodine is very much important for the formation of the hormone thyroxine. If iodine is not there in your diet, then it will lead to what is known as goiter. So what will happen in goiter? So in this goiter, the person's thyroid gland will start swelling. Okay, so the thyroid gland swells up. So the thyroid gland swells up. So when the thyroid gland swells up, it is going to give an appearance from the outside, from the external, as if the neck region itself has swelled up. Okay, so the swelling of the neck region is only known as goiter. Okay, so that is the swelling of the neck region, right? So that we call it as goiter. And goiter is basically due to hyposecretion, that is less, reduced or decreased secretion of thyroxine hormone, which is because of lack of iodine. Okay, the thyroid gland is not the problem. It is the iodine, because iodine is very essential for production of thyroid hormone. So this iodine is lacking in a person's diet, so that is leading to the person not having the ability to produce thyroxine. Okay, so this is goiter. The second one is cretinism. So cretinism is again caused due to hyposecretion of thyroid hormone. So this will affect, and this happens in children. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. So cretinism happens in case of children, affects children. So hypothyroidism in case of children is known as cretinism. So now let's take a look at the symptoms of cretinism. Okay, so cretinism will lead to stunted growth of the child. So the growth of the child is going to be stunted, which means the child will be short and is not going to be of the height of his peer groups. Okay, and then the next thing is mental retardation will be there. Mental retardation, so we have already discussed. Mental retardation is where there is delayed mental development of a child. And one more symptom of cretinism is where the child will have deformities of their bones and all of those things. So this is about cretinism, and the children who are suffering with cretinism are known as cretins. Okay, so children who are suffering with cretinism are known as cretins. So the next one is myxedema. So myxedema is caused due to hyposecretion of thyroid hormone in adults. Okay, so this myxedema, the word edema means swelling. Okay, the word edema means swelling. So the symptoms of the disease are, there is going to be swelling of the different parts of the person's body. Okay, so there will be swelling up of their face region. Their hands will become puffed up. Their face will become puffed up. Okay, so there will be puffiness of face and hands. Okay, and then also they will be basically mentally sluggish. So mentally sluggish means they will not be able to, so again delayed mental development, they will not be able to interpret anything that easily, they will be mentally sluggish. Okay, and then there are going to be puffiness and swelling of all the other different parts of their body. So edema means swelling. Okay, so you can see how badly the thyroid hormone is going to have an effect on the person's physical appearance as well, and it will also help, and it will also cause the person to increase in weight. The body weight of the person suffering with myxedema will be increasing. Okay, so this is about hypothyroidism. Now let's go on to discuss about hyperthyroidism. So more secretion of thyroid hormone is going to lead to what is known as hyperthyroidism, and the disorder which we are going to be discussing under hyperthyroidism is Graves' disease. Okay, so Graves' disease is also known as exophthalmic goiter. Okay, so it's also known as exophthalmic goiter. The symptoms of the disease are protrusion of eyeball, which is known as exophthalmos. So where the eyeball will be protruding out of the eye socket. So it's going to look as if it has come out. Okay, that is again because of fluid accumulation and all of those things. Okay, so protrusion of eyeball is the first symptom. The second symptom is increase in body temperature. So the body temperature of the person will increase. And then the third symptom is loss of body weight. So in case of hyposecretion, the body weight of the person will increase, and in case of hypersecretion, the body weight of the person will decrease. And then the person will also experience profuse sweating. So the person will continuously sweat, and nervousness is also one of the symptoms of Graves' disease. Okay, so I hope you understood about the thyroid gland and the hormones which are produced by the thyroid gland. Thank you.